In a country where millions of entrepreneurs are building against tough odds, experts have continued to ask for stronger, measurable support with real economic impact. Nimbus Aid Foundation, a Nigeria-based organization focused on empowering small and medium enterprises through advertising, marketing support, and capacity building, has released its 2025 Impact Report and unveils a strategic shift toward large-scale entrepreneurial training and boot camps designed to reach thousands of founders across Nigeria. Well, joining us now to discuss the impact-driven support for entrepreneurship is the CEO, Nimbus, and member Board of Trustees, Nimbus Aid Foundation Communications Professional, Olawale Adegoke, joins us here this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We also have another member of the team, a super one. Well, a Board of Trustees, Nimbus Aid Foundation Communications Professional. We do have Mr. Edward Israel Ayide, who joins us as well. Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Needing technology to start. I'm going to leave Olive to set the ball rolling, possibly.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. I think that the work that you're doing is very important. Small and medium-scale, enterprises are the backbone on which our economy thrives. So let's start with talking about what your impact assessment report has revealed in terms of where we are as a nation in supporting small and medium enterprises.
Well, Nigeria is bustling with so much talent. So many business people are doing great things, and we actually have broad segments, but we chose to focus on women for large part of our history, and that's because women are actually the shoulders on which most of the burden is being placed, right? And women actually also have that energy, the energy to push. So we've had over 50 million naira worth of media support that has been given to women-led enterprises and also organizations that are doing something great in the community. Organizations such as Emergency Response Africa, Rainbow Foundation, working with Down syndrome, and then businesses that are doing things like Happy Coffee, selling coffee. So that has been cascading over the years to a point where we were able to even have a major partnership with an organization into technology where we were teaching women how to use AI. And that's one of the major things that we did last year. So moving from media support into actually training women-led businesses has been where we've been the trajectory over the years.
Wow, that sounds very exciting. I mean, you're talking about the theory, but also the practicality of what that support looks like. I'm seeing you gave over 100 million to entrepreneurs, in the past year. But let's talk about Nimbus Aid Foundation and what this journey has been like. We'll talk about I want to talk about the challenges first before I come to talk about the strengths and the opportunities. So, Edward, if you can share with us some of the challenges that you've encountered in the course of doing, delivering this report, and some of the biggest challenges you think that small and medium scale enterprises have faced.
So ultimately, just like Wale said, there's so many businesses in Nigeria, and of course we all know the challenges that businesses face, access to finance, and all of that. One of the critical things that Nimbus Aid Foundation was set up to solve is the fact that when businesses do not have money, marketing is always last on the list of their priorities. And we felt like it was important to provide the support for free to deserving businesses. Now, if you look at what sort of challenges that we faced, it's also been access to finance, because the vision is there. Nimbus, of course, Nimbus Media Limited is a media owner, and we've of course also partnered with various businesses in the sector over the years to provide a lot more support. And of course you also have organizations like ALX who has also supported us. But the fact is that there's the need to do more, because over the course of Nimbus Aid Foundation's history, we've only been able to support I think about 40 businesses with media buying, outdoor advertising, which is of course is very expensive. The average SME will not think about outdoor advertising, and we want to do more. Do you understand? So that's one major challenge that we're trying to also solve. Is like we want to do more. We want to be able to support 100, 500 businesses, because the impact report shows that people are actually seeing the benefits of outdoor advertising. It's brought credibility to some of those businesses. We had one of those founders who said that they were not even thinking of fundraising, but because people saw their adverts on a billboard, they felt like, what are you doing? Let me go and research about you, and then approach them and said, okay, fine, we'd like to invest so that you can scale what you're doing. And that story has been more and more, even beyond increased sales. Do you understand? So one thing we're looking to solve, of course, is to make sure that we're able to deliver more of this to more women, and hopefully take it across maybe even West Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you mentioned a few names: Emergency Response Africa, Folake. You also mentioned Happy Coffee Princess. I mean, very wonderful ladies if you meet with them. But people would ask, why women? What happened to the men? You know, the men are also there.
Me, I'm here just thinking of how I need to approach you for support after we are done with this interview.
But I mean, I'm sure our viewers will be asking, I have a business. How? You know.
Okay, so the truth is, all these women-led businesses, they have men within the structure. And it's not like we are saying we are not interested in men. And that's why we are moving from this only giving them the media support to more broad-based training. And this broad-based training would also have men involved. We would have men being trained in the broad-based training, because we know that we can't just leave women and leave men out of it, right? And when you think about people that are actually doing the grunt work in terms of bringing out social capital value markets, women have a big role to play, you know, and that's why we focused on women. And it really brought a lot of value. From the impact report, you will see that the women, they have been touched, and it has brought a ripple effect. From the research that we looked at, when you invest in a woman, it brings a catalytic effect on the community. And that was part of the reason why we focused on women. But as I mentioned, now that we are shifting into more broad-based training, we are going to include more of the men.
Yeah.
I'm just liking the idea. When you invest in a woman, you invest in a nation.
Let me follow up. I like that answer.
Yeah.
That was, I know you're not a politician, but that was a very, that was a very solid word, by the way. But what motivated Nimbus Media to now move into, you know, entrepreneurial training, especially the boot camps?
Yeah. So just to piggyback off what Wale was saying. So you find that, first of all, women do not get access to a lot of support that male businesses get. That's the reality. Do you understand? And data supports it. Do you understand? We also then realize that beyond providing marketing support, there's also the fact that people need capacity development. A lot of businesses want to scale. And it's a question of, you now put them out there in the world, they now get increased businesses. Do they have the capacity to handle increased businesses? We then decided that, okay, how do we further support these people? We need to provide them this kind of skills that will help them to take their business from a 1,000 naira business to 100,000 naira business, for instance. You understand? So we then looked at, okay, who can we partner with? And of course, we all know how artificial intelligence is really supporting SMEs, reducing costs, helping people to scale rapidly with reduced expenditure and all of that. And we said, okay, fine, let's start off with artificial intelligence training. And we partnered with ALX, who of course provided training. And we're also looking beyond artificial intelligence to other forms of training, like human resource, marketing, legal frameworks, taxation, etc., etc., just so that when these people now have increased businesses, when they now have bigger businesses, they have the capacity, they have the backbone, the structure to be able to deliver the value that they're supposed to deliver to clients.
So I have two questions, right? So I'm going to just dole out the two questions, and either of you should decide who answers what. First will be the impact assessment report. What were the factors that were taken into consideration? You know, how did you get your demographic? Who did you speak to? What areas did you cover? And then the second part of the question will be, how do you then measure success? What will success impactful? Because it's an impact assessment report. So what will be the markers to determine success?
Yeah. So in terms of research, luckily for us, we have a lot of data that we've been sitting on over the past 9 years. Nimbus Aid Foundation will be will be 10 this year. We have a lot of data that we've been sitting on. We have thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs who have filled various questionnaires, told us about what sort of business they are running, where they are running them, what sort of challenges they are facing, and all of that. And so we're able to synthesize all of that data. We've also been fortunate to work with very interesting partners who've also provided us some of the things that they're also doing around the SME space, around businesses like LSCTF, like SMEDAN, and all of that. So we just essentially looked at all of these data we've been sitting on, of course, and then, of course, some of the additional data we've gotten from partners, and then did some additional desk research and added all of that and synthesized the data to put together a report. And then we found out that the challenges that, and going back to what Joe was talking about earlier, women-led businesses have a lot more challenges than male-led businesses. And Nimbus Aid Foundation, and like Wale said, will definitely expand the scope of our offering. But if you look at women-led businesses, there are a lot more challenges that they face, even beyond access to finance. You understand? There are a lot of opportunities that they do not get. They understand that. All of that data just pointed us to the fact that, okay, fine, we're onto something. And we've decided this year to try as much as possible to scale our offering so that we can capture more people and provide the solution to a lot more people.
And just to add, if I give you a grant of 10 million naira in advertising, and you don't have the capacity to produce good copy, to create good video or graphics, to understand how to, give a good message, or even have the stock on ground to even meet the demand is going to be a waste. So we have to come back to first principles, and those are some of the things that the impact report is pointing us to.
Right. Okay, so what are the projections for the coming years? Where are you looking, what are you looking to achieve? First as Nimbus Aid Foundation, and then looking at the small, medium scale enterprises in Nigeria, what would be maybe the future of the next 5 years for you?
Yeah, growing a business is tough. It's not a one-day thing. So we are looking at a situation where we expand the community, and you can actually get within the community people that can support you in doing this. We have partners, like we've mentioned, LSCTF, SMEDAN. We had partners in the past, financial institutions. We've had partners who are in the education space. And we have so many businesses that have already enjoyed grant and enjoyed training. We have these people, and I believe that putting together a network or a community whereby these businesses can actually see somebody that can give them here legal services, that can give them here accounting services, that can give them here creative services within the network, and then mentorship, education. So we want to bring in as many businesses as possible, thousands of businesses. And when I say business, you are a business.
I was about to ask. Thank you very much for clarifying that.
I'm a business. So when we are talking about business, we are not talking about the bigger. Each and every person actually has a business in their back pocket in Nigeria. Really, a hustle economy. So we can grow this small business to a bigger business in 5 years. We are not where we started out. So we are looking at in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, our community will be larger, and then each of those businesses that came in the earlier part would have grown bigger, and then can even support the smaller ones, the younger ones that are coming.
So you're paying it forward.
Paying it forward, and it's going to be a snowball effect. That's the dream, and that's our hope.
Yeah. We're hoping that this year, we should be able to deliver at least 100 million naira in support to women-led businesses. And we're trusting that
at least.
That it can be more.
Yeah,
it will be more.
It will be more.
It will be more. Okay.
We're trusting that our partners will support us to deliver, continue to deliver impact.
All right, as we wind down, you're looking at also expanding to different cities. Can you explain to us how many cities you're looking into? Because someone watching would be like, okay, fine. Nimbus Foundation, are they going to get to by city? Where are they?
So interestingly, it's just the reality is that Nigerian economy can be Lagos-centric at times. Absolutely. But we've always opened it up to everybody across Nigeria. We've always opened it up Because Nimbus has screens across Nigeria. Nimbus also has partners who have screens across Nigeria. And even the AI training that we did, we also had people coming from outside Lagos still. So it's always been open to anybody who is outside Lagos. It's not Lagos centric.
I'm in Lagos. I'm outside Lagos. I've watched this interview. I like the idea of Nimbus Aid Foundation giving me aid for my business. How can I get in touch?
Just go to nimbusaid.com.
All right.
Yeah. Go there. You can download the impact report, and you can give us your information, and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
ASAP. You will also see contact details there, where you can actually contact my good self directly,
or
Edward directly, and we are very, very excited to connect with everyone.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time with us. When we wrap up this conversation, we shall be having another one behind the camera.